So, good afternoon, everybody, or good morning. No, I think it's afternoon for just about all of you. So, next stream is on Tuesday, which is the 11th of July at 9:30 a.m. UK time. So, hi there to Polly, hi there to Jack, hi to Manisco, hi to Renyard, hi to Patricia, hi to Vitali, hi to Ronan, and to Blood, and to Ashutosh, and I think that's it for the moment. So let's see. This is an article about what would net zero shipping look like. It's trying to decarbonize the shipping industry, which I have a feeling is going to be a very difficult thing to do. So, hi Prakesh, great to have you. Good evening to you. So, here comes the first question. And at a UN summit, countries to curb shipping emissions to net zero by or 2050. So, at a UN summit, countries to curb shipping emissions to net zero by or 2050. Watcher Alex. So, agreed. That's a good one. Decided. Good, Reynard and Valentine. By or beyond 2050. I like the beyond. The beyond's good, Vitali. And Buenas tardes. There are more Brits than in London in Tenerife. I'm sure of it. So, promised. Promised works nicely, Jack. Signed. Yeah, I guess signed would work. By or around 2050. Around is the ice cream word, Mandikan. Yeah. Okay. Agreed to curb. Good, Vitali. Or by or before 2050. Yeah, before definitely works as well, Valentine. And Jack as well with by or before. Undertook. Undertook's a nice word. By or in 2050. Tend to curb. Tend, I don't think works so well, Polly. Agreed to curb by or beyond. Proclaimed. No. Proclaimed that they were going to curb. By or before 2050. By or around 2050. That around is the right one. Vowed to curb. I like it, Patricia. About to curve. No, it needs to be a verb, Manisco. Around 2050. Okay, it's the correct word. So, Mandikan, ice cream word. By or around 2050. That means, Mandikan, you got the right word, which means you deserve an ice cream. Yeah? So, wait a second. Ice cream. So that one's for, that ice cream is for you for getting around, Manisco. That's the idea. It's just a prize. Okay, so somebody else said around. Manu said around as well. Okay, so yeah, countries at a UN summit, countries agreed, to curb shipping emissions to net zero by or around, joined forces, passed a resolution, both of those definitely. You got the right answer, and that's the point, Mandicam. So, here goes the next one. At the annual meeting of the International Maritime Organization, countries agreed to cut emissions by 20% by 2030 and 70% by 2040. To 2008 and 100% by or around, again, 2050. So, I think this one's probably difficult to get. But notice this date. 2008. This is a date in the past. So, at an annual meeting of the International Maritime Organization... Yes, Valentine. Very good, Valentine. Very good, Reynard. So, versus. Without the two. Yeah, versus 2008. So, at the annual meeting of the International Maritime Organization, countries agreed to cut emissions by 20% by 2030 and 70% by 2040 to 2008. So I got some of you in problems here. Okay, let's see. Compared to, very good, Patricia. I like all of those. I think versus we need versus 2005 compared to 2008. Rates is good. Rates is really good, Valentine. With respect to, yes, Mandy can. Compared to 2008 levels. Well done, Alex L. Levels. Okay, so let's see. The 2008 to 2008 rates, or the 2008 rate, compared to 2008 as a reference. So, Valentine, that was very good. Alex, that was very good. Statistics, that's a good word as well, Patricia. So, compared to 2008 levels. Yeah, we're comparing to the levels of 2008. In comparison to, had data. One datum, two data, or data uncountable, but not datas. In comparison to 2008 data, although data works quite nicely, is an inventive word, Manu, and I like it. So, let's go to the next one. Small island and richer countries had, for a 50% reduction by 2030 and a 96% reduction by 2040. Yes, that's it. Data is plural. Strata is plural. Data might also be uncountable as well. There's an argument whether data is uncountable or plural. Data is, data are. 2008 figures, definitely, Patricia. Small island entities, good word, Vitali. Small island states, good, Valentine. Called for, good, Alex L. Nations, well done, Jack. That's the ice creamer. The ice cream word. Nations. So, small island and richer countries had for a 50% reduction. Had plans. Yes, I guess. Small island states. Small island places. Vowed for. To vow is to promise, and I think these are separate from the industry. So nations, well done, Ashutosh, demonstrated the resolve, had claimed for, good day, Javi. Island areas, small island entities. Hello, Bogdan, lovely to... had obliged. You need an object. To oblige is is a transitive verb. It needs an object. Had obliged them. Aimed for. Aimed works very nicely. Had aimed for 50%. So let's give the answer. Small island nations and richer countries had called for, had targeted without the for, Renyard, had targeted a 50% reduction, no for. Okay, so there are a couple of you did really well with this. Nations for Jack Darby, nations for Ashutosh, and called for Alex, and I think that's it. Call for, phrasal verb, to require, to request, to demand. Yeah, to shout out demanding. Yeah, they called for the resignation of the Prime Minister. Kitak Lim, Secretary General of the IMO, the deal as a monumental that opens a new chapter towards maritime decarbonisation. A monumental milestone, I like that. It's a good word. Hailed, that's a really good word, Alex. Alex L. Claimed the deal. Yeah, claimed works, Ash. Called the deal, definitely Vitali. Describes, definitely Valentine. That's good from Vitali, from Alex, from Ash, from Vitali, from Valentine. Characterized, I like characterized, definitely Renyard. Monumental milestone. Monumental challenge. Challenge is a good word as well, Mono. Considered. A monumental event. Good, both of those work, Polly, definitely. Called the deal a monumental victory. Good, Jack. Describes the deal as a monumental achievement. Good, Blood. Described, definitely Bogdan. As a monumental agreement, yes, Ash. Has called the deal, definitely Manu. Described the deal as, good, Patricia. Ah, yes, you're right. You're right, Alex. So, called the deal as, no, it's got to be described the deal as, regards the deal as, hailed the deal as. Absolutely, thank you, Alex. Regards the deal as, well done, Hadi, as a monumental effort, a monumental milestone challenge, has lauded, I like lauded works at Mandy Can, has lauded it as a monumental step, a monumental achievement. Good, Valentine. A monumental pledge as well, I like that. A monumental event, Renyard, definitely. Step that opens, good, Jack. Monumental stepping stone. Well, okay, so let's see. Kitak Lim, the Secretary General of the IMO, described the deal as a monumental development that opens a new chapter towards maritime decarbonisation. Claimed as. He claimed it as. I'm not very happy with the as well. A monumental breakthrough. Breakthrough's a good word, Renyard. Okay, but described as. Characterized it as. Hailed it as. I think I liked Alex's hailed the deal as best. A monumental breakthrough. Okay, I like hailed and breakthrough, I think. Okay, so let's try the next one. But campaigners warn that the deal is flawed and will, to bring the shipping industry in with the Paris Agreement goal of limiting global temperature rise to 1.5% by the end of this week. Okay. Needs a bit, will fail. Fail is a much better word. I like fail. In accord, I would probably say, yeah, in accord with, in line with, definitely Alex. A monumental breakthrough. A breakthrough works, yeah. In agreement with, in accordance with. By the end of this century, yes. In line with, Haisa. Will fail to bring the shipping industry in line with by the end of this year. Okay, I think they all fit. This year, the year at the end is a bit optimistic. Will go down by the end of this suffering. Nope, Mandy can not this time. In accordance with, yes, Valentine. Will lead to bring, no, Polly. In harmony with, definitely, Polly. The end of this century, definitely, Polly. Fail, line, decade, all good blood. In keeping with, good Patricia. In accordance with, fail and in accordance with, good Renyard. This decade, says Valentine, will happen to bring the shipping industry in difficulties. Will place the shipping industry in conflict with. Will happen to bring the shipping industry in conflict with. I like what you're trying, Harry. You're sort of there. Will push to bring the... In line with is an idiom. Yes, definitely Mandy can. This decade, good Renyard. Decade for Patricia as well. Will fail. Surely in accord with the Paris Agreement. Hi, Katya. Will know... in middle with... Not quite, Kat. At the end of this decade. Okay, in line with definitely Patricia. So, but campaigners warned that, but campaigners warn that the deal is flawed and will fail to bring the shipping industry in line with the Paris Agreement goal of limiting global temperature rise to 1.5% by the end of this century. In accord with, in line with. But the point is, Ash, it's not 1.5 degrees everywhere. It's 20 degrees in some places and 0 in others. And so we'll fail. Yes, we'll fail. Absolutely, Manu. Okay, and shipping is a highly polluting industry. For nearly 3% of global emissions and generating about 1 billion tons of greenhouse gases each year. The same amount as Germany's carbon accounting for Alex and Bogdan. Yes, works fine. Accounting for Ash as well. But they're not even going to keep these promises, Manu. Yeah? These are just promises that if they break them, nothing happens. Accounting for good Renyard. Accounting for Jack. Accounting about footprint. Good Blood Steel. Well done, Blood. All of those are good. About the same. Carbon as Germany's carbon emissions. Good, Alex. About the same. Good, Vitali. Accounting for. Good, Manu. Affecting the same amount. I would probably say with the same effect with an E. Carbon emissions, yes, Vitali. Carbon emission, yes, Renyard. Accounting for, definitely, Patricia. Around the same for Bogdan, good. Stacking, the same. Dioxide emission, if you make it 2 words. Responsible for. I like that, responsible, Aduma. Carbon output. Output's a good word as well. Almost the same. Good, Valentine. Each year to come. Carbon contribution. Accounting for. As the same amount as. No, Polly. Carbon emission, yes. Around about, definitely. Germany's carbon emissions, yes, Manu. Almost the same amount as, yes, Patricia. So, shipping is a highly polluting industry responsible for. So, the ice cream, the prize for this one goes to Aduma. He's the only person who said responsible for. Everybody else said accounting for, but responsible for. Answerable for. I like that, answerable. Just the same amount as Germany's carbon, I would say, tonnage. Yeah, carbon emissions, carbon footprint, carbon tonnage. Tonnage would work, Hadi. Carbon emission. Roughly. Effective. Responsible. Hardly. No, hardly is very different. As Germany's carbon discharge. So, Aduma, well done for the responsible. Effectively. Or about, Katia. Effectively the same amount as. About the same amount as. Roughly amount. Germany's carbon discharge. Discharge is good as well, very definitely. I didn't actually put this one in the text box. I should have. So, well done all of you there. Particularly to Aduma. So, let's try the next one. If it were a country, the shipping would be the 6th polluter in the world. Virtually the same. Yeah, virtually the same. Roughly the same. Good. Biggest. Definitely for the second one. Vitali. Industry for the first for Jack. Good. Industry for the first for Vitali. Industry and largest. I think that's perfect, Alex. The 6th biggest. Yes, Jack. If it were a country, the shipping would be the 6th polluter in the world. Industry biggest for Bogdan. Industry for Valentine. The 6th largest for Mandikan. Industry biggest for Blood. The shipping business works. Business and biggest for Ash. The shipping the other way round, Manu. But yes, the shipping factory. The 6th biggest, definitely, Katia. But shipping's not a factory, it's an industry, Katia. It's a business. So the shipping industry, the shipping business, the shipping industry would be the 6th biggest polluter in the world. The sixth worst polluter. That's a very good word, Valentine. Industry largest. Good, Patricia. The shipping subject would be the sixth biggest shipping industry. It's got to be industry or business. Would be the sixth largest. Well done, Mandy Khan. So, if it were a country, the shipping industry would be the sixth largest polluter in the world. Yeah. The shopping environment. Okay, let's try the next one then. Reducing maritime emissions rapidly in the next 3 days will new regulations, infrastructure and fuels. But what green shipping of the future look like? Okay. More organized than a small business. But it's businesses are the same. So, decades for Ash, years for Vitali. The sixth deadliest, I like deadliest, Patricia, will require new. That's good, Alex. What about green shipping of the future look like? So, doesn't work, Alex. Will require definitely. Decades, very good, Valentine. Will require, good, Vitali. 3 decades, good, Renyard. What will? Yes, that's better, Alex. Will for Vitali, good. Decades, yes. Work as. No, not work as. What will the green shipping? That definitely. So the first and last of your examples, yes, Ashutosh. Will demand new regulations. I like demand. Will impose. That's good, Renyard. Decades require. But what exactly? Green shipping. It needs. It's so. Not exactly for the last one. Will require. So, decades and require for ESA, but not exactly. What will it look like? What will require new. Will necessitate. Decades, yes, Mandy can, definitely. Will call for new regulations, yes. But what would be? So, by the way, nobody has got this last one right. So, will demand new regulations. Good, Manu. The next 3 years will put forward new regulations. Put forward, yes. What will? It works. Thank you, Vitali. What might? What might? Well done, Vitali. What might? And Manu as well. What might? Yeah? What might the green it look like? So notice this might. Students always avoid this word might. What exactly might the green shipping industry of the future look like? So the will fits, but might is much more interesting. Decades will entail. I like that. Will entail blood, definitely. So, look at this. And reducing maritime emissions rapidly in the next 3 decades will require new regulations and infrastructure and fuels. But what might? So try using might. So what would, let's see, Mandy Can, what would the green shipping, what would green shipping, what would the green shipping of the future look like? What would the green shipping industry of the future look like? So you need a the, yeah? What would the shipping industry look like? Could, might, yes. Ooh. Renegade. Okay, so let's try the next one. One last one. Okay. So the shipping industry can reduce its on fossil fuels by turning an ancient technology, sails. What would it look like if? That's very good, Alex. Thank you. We can produce its impact. Impact, yes. Its reliance, I definitely like, Bogdan. Turning to, definitely Vitali. Reduce its reliability. You're close. You need another word, Ashutosh. It's not reliability. That's it. That's it, Jack. So notice this word that Jack's used. Reliance. Okay. Turning back? No. So its dependence on fossil fuels by turning to from blood steel. Turning to, this one's definitely turning to. Its dependence, definitely Aduma. By turning to, okay, to an. So the shipping industry can reduce its reliance on fossil fuels by turning to an ancient technology sails. Rely on, rely upon, very definitely. Reliability means something works all the time. Reliance on is your dependence on. So I rely on YouTube. I have a reliance on YouTube to provide me work. Whereas reliability is something that always works. The reliability of my internet connection is rather dodgy. Reliability is something that you can always depend on. Yeah, that you know is going to work. Whereas your reliance on is you depend on something. Okay, so now I'm going to finish, but I wanted to do one thing before we go. So what might green shipping of the future look like? What would green shipping of the future look like? I think maybe yeah, I'm still looking at this wood. What would green shipping of the future look like? I think, as Alex says, there's if we put a would It's looking more like a conditional. If we did this, this and this, what would it look like? If we did that, that and that, what would it look like? Okay, but what might is talking about speculation in the future, and that's why might is a good word here. Okay, so I'm going to stop here. So next stream on Tuesday, the 11th of July at 9:30 a.m. UK time. Thank you for coming, Katia. Thank you, Ronan. Would definitely beckons a conditional. Thank you, Mandy Khan. They mean literally using sales to cut fuel consumption. Yes, Alex, they do. They do. So, thank you all for coming. Thank you, Hubby. Thank you, Manisco. Okay, here come the wake-up calls, Manu. It's what they're proposing. So, thank you, Valentine. Thank you, Alex L. Thank you all for coming. It's been a pleasure. So thank you to Manu, Alex L, Valentine, Jack Darby. Thank you to Manisco and Hubby and Bogdan and Ronan and Mandy Can and Blood and Katia and Manu and Jack and Patricia and Mandy Can and Vitali and Manu and Ashutosh. Thank you to Mandy Can. And thank you to Valentine, and thank you to Polyglot, and thank you to Aduma and Valentine and Alex L and Blood Steel and Renyard, and thank you to Bogdan, and thank you to anyone else that I've missed along the way. So thank you all.